In a vast nation where we have over 200 million people blessed with oil wealth, youthful energy, and an ambitious reform agenda, something familiar yet troubling is unfolding. Bold economic moves, removing long untouchable fuel subsidies, unifying exchange rates, are finally tackling distortions that have drained public resources for decades. Yet, as inflation bites hard, living costs soar, and insecurity lingers in many regions, the question arises, why does effective governance feel elusive? The answer increasingly lies in the nature of Nigerian politics itself. Across the country, a wave of defections has reshaped the political map. Governors and lawmakers, many from opposition parties, are crossing the aisle to join the ruling All Progressives Congress APC, now controls roughly 31 of the 36 states and commands overwhelming majority in the National Assembly. What began as individual calculations of survival and access has created something approaching a dominant party system. On paper, a multi party democracy. In practice, a landscape where power consolidates rapidly ahead of the 2027 elections. This is classic elite politics in action. Alliance forged not around ideology or bold policy visions, but around patronage, Godfather's network, and the magnetic pull of incumbency. Budgets get passed, sometimes the largest in the nation's history, yet implementation lags amid overlapping cycles, fiscal pressures, and disputes. Legislative oversight often gives way to alignment, anti corruption efforts, and service delivery, power, roads, security, struggle against the gravitational force of transactional deal making. Nigeria is hardly alone in this. Many emerging democracies have seen how vibrant elections can coexist with weak institutions, where the contest for power overshadows the exercise of it. And today we're asked the question, is politics stifling governance in Nigeria? Welcome to Straight Talk here on Afia Radio 99.3 FM. My name is Alex Obodo. This morning I'm joined by Sir Abuchi Anoyagu. He is a veteran journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you for joining us on Straight Talk this morning.
Good morning, Alex. Good morning, listeners.
So today we will delve into this. And what do you think causes this? A candidate comes, campaigns to do this and to do that. Finally, he's voted in, or he wins election, or he's declared the winner. And then after 2.5 years, he tries to do a few things, and then suddenly everything changes. You start seeing a lot of politics. No one pays attention to power, to healthcare, to water, and to different things. How and why do you think it is so?
Why I think it is so is because people, those who get to positions of power, are very much aware of how Nigerians typically behave about those in governance. That many Nigerians like sycophancy. And once you tell them what they would like to hear, and once you begin to play to the gallery, then, because Nigeria largely is a docile, it's a composition of people, I wouldn't like to use that word, docile, but people who pay laissez-faire attitude towards those in governance. They resign themselves to fate, and let them do whatever they like. After all, it's 3 years or it's 4 years, and that will be it. They will keep grumbling, they will keep lamenting, but the man there and his cronies will be doing what pleases them, to line their pockets, to do things that will interest them. They will be doing things that they like at their whims and caprices, because they believe that, what am I struggling for? Why would I waste my time doing good to the people when I know that at the end of the day, when election comes, I will just go around and share them. The thing that is trending now is rice. Share them 10 kg of bag of rice each, door to door, and then maybe give them 2,000 or 3,000 naira as the case may be, and they're happy. So why should I bother myself? Why should I make effort to make the place good? After all, if I do so, the next person coming after me, what will they do? And let the person coming after me do the job. Since the votes do not count, I settle INEC people, electoral officers, field officers during the election. I settle the security people. I settle the judges. I make provision for the courts and all that. So why should I now bother myself doing good, working for common good? Instead, I'll use that money to go and buy houses in London, in United Kingdom, in France, in Brazil, Canada, name it. Even if it means going to Japan to do something there. That is it. So they don't care. They are only interested in the next election. After the first year in office, the next year, even from the start of their inauguration place, they have started, during the last exercise in 2023, Alex, if you could remember, at the inauguration of some of these people, the president and even the governors, there was a particular governor here in the southeast. At the inauguration ground, at his inauguration ground, I won't mention name, but probably you know, at his inauguration ground, people were already wearing clothes that said 4+4 during his inauguration, the first inauguration on May 29. People wore caps and polo shirts or t-shirts that were conspicuously written 4+4. Then in Abuja, it was this figure, the popular figure that is associated with Tinubu, that appeared that day at the inauguration ground. So you now see that they are not thinking of, they have already secured that first term. From the inauguration ground, they will start thinking of the next election. So, and when somebody is already having distractions by the next election, so do you think that that person will concentrate to do job, to work, to serve? For the one that the person has already obtained the mandate, that first 4 years, you do it first. But they are not interested because the votes do no longer count. And you mentioned the defection by the governors. Yes, why won't the governors defect? When they know that Tinubu is a man that does absurd things, he doesn't believe in following the way. I won't use the word rule of law. So Tinubu is somebody that is a deviant. So they know, knowing him as a deviant, they know that he can do anything and get away with it, and nothing will happen. Was he not the person that said, power is not served a la carte? You don't get power just easily like that. That you just go for it. grab it, snatch it, and then run away with it. That it is restored. And that was exactly what he did. So any governor that knows that this is a man that is a deviant, a man that doesn't follow the way others are going, a man that will not want somebody, will not want to be under anybody, and you see him as the president of Nigeria. So won't it will be at your own peril to leave the side to which the man belongs. You will find their way, whether good or bad, you will find their way to the man's camp, to the man's side, because you know that he doesn't do things as they are. He's a deviant. So when the tide is flowing this way, he will be going the other way, and he will get his way through by one way or the other. So knowing him that he will not relent unless he gets that thing. So they will like to flow with him. They will like to show him support so that as he is moving, he will carry them along. So those of them who want to go for second term, the best option for them is to join him so that as he is moving, he is carrying them along.
Yeah. So let's talk about what the main challenge is. Because from the analysis you've given, if the people resign to fate regarding whether a government would do well or not, is this not a followership problem? If you are in a country where when a president or a governor is elected, the people will decide to wait for 4 years instead of actually doing something about it, instead of demanding accountability or ensuring that whoever is elected does their bidding. Why is it difficult for people to speak up and hold their government accountable?
Okay, Alex, the one that we have been talking, you and myself, you introduced this program right from inception at the beginning of this radio station. You introduced this program, Stretch Talk. So what has this program achieved so far? That's what people tell you. That you keep shouting, you keep talking, you keep talking.
They do.
They listen, but they don't. They listen, I will put it this way. They listen, but they don't hear.
It gets to them.
It gets to them. But of what effect, of what impact has it done? So that's the thing. That's why people form this attitude of resigning themselves to fate. That if you speak from here till tomorrow, till next year, they don't care, they don't listen. How many times, for instance, have we come here on this particular radio station to talk about the high taxation rate in Enugu, the high levying rate in Enugu, and some other things that are not well done or that are anti-people? Are they still not in place? They are still in place. Has the water problem in Enugu, has it improved? And people came here and shouted. People came here on your radio station, Afia Radio, and then came on your TV station to talk about this, the way things are. Has anything changed? And the answer is no. So if you shout for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, and nothing is done, won't you resign yourself to fate? And that's what the people have done. But anyway, you don't take their silence for weakness, because it happened in the last election. You remember, during the last regime, people kept quiet in Enugu. And it looked as if they were happy with the way Enugu state was being governed. I'm just taking Enugu as an example. You thought that they were happy. Or even in Abia. Abians, they didn't talk. They didn't say anything. Nobody protested. But they spoke during the governorship election. You saw it. People trooped out en masse to vote. Even more people came out during the governorship election than the presidential election. In Abia State, for instance, people came out because they wanted to make a change. They wanted to use their vote to tell the PDP in Abia State that enough was enough. And they did. The same thing happened here in Enugu. But eventually the whole thing, the result went the way it was declared. But the actors, the contestants, they knew actually that it was not easy for them. So Enugu people showed their anger, they showed their resentment against the PDP government that was in place at the time during the election period. And they expressed their will. But eventually that will was truncated, one way or the other. So people keep quiet. They will tell you, no problem. We will not be talking. We will not make noise. Like during the Jim Obodo time, they say, but vote to call Gebe. So, and you but vote, the people will come out to vote, to express whether you have ruled them well or not. Whether this taxation, this overlevying you have done and intimidating them and oppressing them, you don't want them to talk, you don't want them to keep. They will tell you at
Are
the
the people
polls.
being intimidated and oppressed?
When you introduce those policies and people are crying, you say nothing. What is it? You did nothing. You keep doing. The policy that you have introduced. You refuse. You become adamant. You refuse to listen to the cry of the people. You refuse to listen to their lamentation. And you send your agents, they go to people's shops and intimidate them. Is it not intimidation? They cut away their items, their wares. Is it not intimidation? Is it not bullying? When you forcefully go into people's shops, you claim that they didn't pay this and that, and then you cut away their items. Is it not oppression? Is it not suppression? Is it not bullying?
All right, let's talk about how the people who occupy various elective positions emerge. Because the argument here is that everything rises and falls within our political parties. You cannot win any elective position in the country except you belong to a political party. Is the way the political parties are run the problem in the country? Because a political party will be nothing without the people in it. What is it that is happening within the political parties that make it impossible for us to have the best of the best emerging as candidates in those political parties?
Yes, Alex. We saw the last time we saw political parties in charge, political parties in control, was during the Second Republic, the one they call Second Republic. That's during the Shehu Shagari era, 1979 to 83. That was when political parties reigned supreme. They had supremacy over the president, over the governors. I could remember then the MPN national chairman rather, Adisa Akinloye. Akinloye was even more powerful than Shehu Shagari. This other man that was the secretary of MPN then, I think, was it Senator Obama also, was very powerful, very vocal, very virulent, more than the president. It was there. The party was the organ deciding what happens in the government, how the government will go. The same thing was applicable here in the PDP. I could remember then in the PDP here, Vincent Iko Tonye, the MPP chairman, was very powerful. Even the man that took over from him, Guy Ikoku, was very powerful. And the guy didn't emerge the PDP, the MPP chairman in the old Anambra state, then through the influence of the state governor. No. Guy Ikoku became the MPP chairman at the instance of the stakeholders. And these stakeholders, some of them were commissioners in the Mobodo's administration. And they were very powerful. We had then powerful commissioners like Senator Edwin Onwudiwe, Chief Osito Okeke, who was Commissioner for Education. So many of them, Uche Ofenwale, name them. They were so powerful as commissioners. Yes, the governor was just there, the governor was governor, but they were not subservient to him. The same thing happened in Imo State. Then some used his own sagacity as an elder to handle his, because then some had men of people who were even richer than him. People like late Dr. Love the MMA. You had what's this man? Ray Ofebu, Dr. Ray Ofebu, who was very popular. Do you know at a point, Ray Ofebu, the Commissioner for Information, was even more popular than some. These were all popular men. They were all powerful men. Obia Agota, Dr. Obia Agota, the then Commissioner for Health in Imo State. Name them. They were so powerful. And that was why the political party that brought them to power was more powerful then than any other, than even the government. That was when. But nowadays, what we see is that the political parties are at the mercy of the governor. The governor decides even who becomes a councillor. Can you imagine that? He decides who becomes a councillor in a place that is not even in his own local government.
The question again is, what has weakened the political parties? Because if the way you have described, especially the Second Republic, if things were still that way, the political parties would have an upper hand. You don't have people referring to the governor as the leader of the party in the state, or the president as the leader of the party in the country. In a system, you have party chairmen at the state level and at the federal level.
It is because of the way things are operated now. At that time, the governors had no control of the legislature. The president had no control of the legislature. The legislature was very powerful and independent of the executive. I could remember the late Joseph Wires was Alpha and Omega. He was even more dreaded, more feared than the president of the country then. Even the leader or the majority leader of the Senate there, late Senator Olushola Saraki.
Oloye.
Yes. They were very powerful because the president could not control them, could not influence them. The same thing came down to the state level. The state legislature was very powerful, very, very powerful, very strong. And the governor could not penetrate them to decide who becomes what. Rather, it was the political party that brought them to power. And that was why the late Oba one of Oba, Ifeanyi Enechukwu, Chief Ifeanyi Enechukwu, was very powerful as Speaker of Old House of as Speaker of Old Anambra State House of Assembly. And you went to Imo then. You were hearing about people like Nze HSK Osuji, the leader of the house in Imo House of Assembly there. He was even more famous than the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Gideon, Chief Gideon, I've forgotten Gideon Atuloma. Gideon Atuloma was the Speaker of Imo House of Assembly then. And these were powerful men. The governor, before the governor could do anything, the governor would liaise with them, will discuss with them. But in this particular era, the governor or the president decides who becomes the principal officers of the National Assembly or the principal officers of the state assembly. So that is why the governors, they call the shots and they decide who becomes what. They own the state. That is why the governors today are running their various states like their private enterprise, because they control the resources. And you know this pecuniary thing. Pecuniary can influence so much, bring about a lot of influence. And maybe people would ask you, did you go there to fight the governor? Did you go there to fight the governor? Why not follow the governor the way he wants the state to be, let it be, provided you collect your own. And that's it. The way it is happening at the National Assembly now.
And that's the bane of the country.
That's the bane of the country.
This is Straight Talk here on Afia Radio 99.3 FM. My name is Alex Obodo. Sir Abuchane has been providing the analysis. We'll open the phone lines now. You can call us and tell us what you think about the impact of politics on governance. The big question is politics stifling governance in Nigeria? And what must we do to solve the problem? Call us on 0911 6993 993. 0911 6993 993. That's the number you will call us on to be part of the program. Remember to move away from your radio before you call us, or you reduce the volume entirely. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Alex.
Good morning to you. What's your name and location?
Good morning. My name is Ekigubuwan.
Governance in Nigeria.
This is our daddy, spokesman, our analyst. The man have already spoke what Nigeria wants. He have said the truth. Nah, as in Chineke goes, Jiki, is the Chitoka Dama, Papa Gula, Plashi, Puliki, Kuzuka, Tugu, Jikwiti, Pagara, with the public.
Amen. Amen.
Alex, what I want to contribute here, Nigeria, before I could remember when I did Leto, when we are hearing about the party leader. Them, the people will have division. They go discuss within themselves, not the government, not the president. But now you can see our party leaders, they are not, they don't even have much to say anything again. They don't really know whether our party chairman have been waiting, because government don't excavate everything, because I'll call it excavate everything. Everything. You could imagine, government will go and give order. This is you that I want for local content. Is you that I want. Why does people do not need that person? These people have already said us. But one day, what I'm telling our leaders now, one day when the monkey go come and say, you go turn back. That's our prayer for this Nigeria. One day Nigeria, as an also do piano, so Gidiana, we won't take a new room where to, because we need people elegant here. But one day Nigeria will press. Even if they want kill us, maybe they come kill us. Because we live in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. Bandits will come and kill us. They will kidnap people. Can't you hear what I'm hearing today? I mean, 6 billion naira for bandits. They are requesting for Nigeria government. Why should we say that will be a giant of Africa? Besides, because our analysts who check let me talk.
All right. Thank you so much. 0911 6993 993. 0911 6993 993. That's the number you can call us on to be part of Straight Talk this morning here on Afia Radio. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chief Alex.
What's your name and location?
My name is Ben. I'm calling from Enugu here.
Ben, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Anoyago, for speaking out to the truth. And also thank you, Mr. Alex, for this your program. I discovered that personally, this your program is a place we speak the truth. Because for you to allow that man to pay his mind without interfering or copying him at any point shows that you are transparent. And I like your program. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, since we are speaking the truth, my own truth is that the level we are in Nigeria today, I don't think there's anything that we can do to remedy it and to disintegrate Nigeria. Nigeria needs to be dissolved so that everybody goes his way. That is the truth. Because things have gotten to the point that any other thing you do is to start killing people. If the people who rise against the government or people that are governing, there will be serious anarchy. So the best and peaceful way to solve this problem is to dissolve Nigeria. Let everybody go his way. From the federal level to the state level.
All right, I just wanted to ask you a question. Do you have a lot of examples of countries that have successfully, where people in that country have successfully gone their own ways, and those resulting countries, as it were, are still existing properly and progressing? Do you have examples?
Yes, in 1991, you understand what happened in Yugoslavia?
Hello?
The country where it's integrated and they go their way. South Korea and North Korea are not staying together. They were together before now. And some other examples, even in India, you have Pakistan, you have Bangladesh. These are where India before. And so many other examples. Nigeria will not be the first, and neither are we going to be the last.
Have you put into consideration Nigeria's multicultural nature? Because some of the countries you have referenced, they are not as multicultural as Nigeria. The Korean example, they understand each other's language. Nigeria, you know how many languages we have.
That is the reason why we should go away. Everybody should carry his own. We don't have things in common. We don't have the same ideology. We don't have the same.
But is that I mean, I always want to ask questions to know, will that solve the problem?
Alex,
yes, just a minute. Because you know that South Sudan, I was waiting for you to give us an example from Africa. South Sudan, since they eased away from Sudan, the center hasn't held in that country.
Yes, because they were struggling for the oil in South Sudan. They will know why they are.
Resources is always the problem. Your own country. That's the thing. You want it, you want it. What I could have to say, what I did was Joan.
Alex, I don't want the same value system in Nigeria. That's good.
All right.
People who look at Europe. Europe, you have a smaller country like India. They are not up to 2 million people in that country. They're on their own. Because they can't stay together. We should tell ourselves the wrong truth. We cannot live together with this kind of people. We don't have the same value system. That is the truth.
All right. Your point is made. Thank you. 0911-6993-993. 0911-6993-993. Another caller is here. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm also a friend from Transit.
Good morning to you. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to contribute my own truth. First of all, I want to top up my heart for the family. You go down the rail, the memory lane, it brought us back. The problem is just like the last speaker spoke, he said the solution of the country is the solution. It's not the solution. Because even if it is not a country, as it is happening in the federal, it is equally happening in the state. The problem we have in this is the decay, societal decay, transcends to both in all aspects of our human existence. Even right from our family, there is decay. Because you can see a situation whereby a wife will want to lord over herself to the husband, forgetting that she's supposed to be submissive to the husband. Will be trying to win the love of the children. Because even when the man is trying on his best, he will tell him, keep insulting and resting the husband before the children. Don't mind that your reason for that. So the decay cuts across every, not only political, go to our all institutions, hospitals. It's like a central attitude of our doctors, nurses these days. That's very alarming. Go to high institutions, go to everywhere. Political parties. Are there people from the north? They are still Nigerians. So what we are People, unless you go back to the base to correct it, if not, to get it right, we'll be very, very far from Nigeria. Because we are going, only God will help us. Only God will help us. Just as the analysts have said, before now, party leaders, party chairman are more powerful. Even if you go to salary structure, party chairman takes salary more than the president or the governor. Only that those elected members live on allowance. The party chairman does not. They give him more respect. They give him governor or president. You pretend to believe that. Yeah, I think it's okay.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. 0911 6993 993. 0911 6993 993. That's the number you can call us on to be part of the program. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name and location?
This is Onish calling you here in India.
You're welcome.
Yes. And goes on our analyst, Apchi Aniago, you tried for your output. Yes. You come to issue of how this everything is founding out in Nigeria. The only solution to Nigeria is just like what the caller before the last caller just gave. The only best thing for Nigeria is for everybody to go his separate way. Minus that, there is no amount of preaching or draft that will make Nigeria change.
Yes, and I ask again. There are problems that exist in almost all parts of the country. You haven't solved that problem. The problems are still there. Becoming a country of your own. If for instance, the Southeast becomes a country of its own, what about the other region? Because you are saying this, in a federation like this, there has to be an agreement. And based on our constitution currently, that cannot happen. You would need a constitutional amendment to even have a chance at a referendum.
That is why we have to be preaching about it, so that a day will come that people will now put a referendum in our constitution, so that they can have a referendum. Because there is no way somebody who wants to be a terrorist and you who don't want to be a terrorist will be living with the same person. And at the end of anything you do, they manipulate it. You will say you want to live in peace, they will come and manipulate that peace you are living with. So if things are happening like things happening in Southeast here, it's being manipulated by the same people who want to Islamize everybody. So instead of, if we keep on preaching this Nigeria, tomorrow, very soon, all of us will be Islamized. And nothing anybody can do. Gradually, they are coming. But we are just thinking when somebody from Southeast become a president of Nigeria, the problem will change. When he hears that, one year, the whole thing will become worse. Let me just stop here. Thank you.
All right, then. 0911 6993 993. 0911 6993 993. This is Straight Talk on After Radio 99.3 FM. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. 0911 6993 993. 0911 6993 993. That's the number to call us and to be part of Straight Talk here on After Radio 99.3 FM. We are asking, is politics stifling governance in Nigeria? And what must we do to remedy the situation? My guest this morning is Sir Abuchiane, who has been answering the tough questions. We've also received some calls who want something extreme to happen, but have not really provided modalities for the extremes they are choosing. It's easy to say you want to go your separate ways, but there are modalities that must make that possible. Do we have those modalities in place? Sir Abuchiane.
Thank you, Alex. You asked one of the callers whether there were examples of places where people separated and things were going on well or became better. And he tried to answer that question by mentioning countries like South Korea and North Korea. Mentioned some other like Yugoslavia. Then you went down to say that North Korea and South Korea, that there was or there is nothing like language difference among them. But I will tell you, a place like India has so many different languages, but they have been operating together as a country. The population of India is even greater than that of Nigeria. And they have different religion in India. And yet, they are operating well. They are living harmoniously. Quite unlike Nigeria, where you have divergent ethnic or tribal colorations, and we are not one. So with India, Pakistan and Bangladesh that the man mentioned, Pakistan and India, they used to be one country, but they separated, in answer to your question. And both countries are doing well. They are real sovereign countries today. Coming to Africa, for instance, before I go to Europe, there was a time we had Southern Rhodesia and Northern Rhodesia. Southern Rhodesia became Zimbabwe, and Northern Rhodesia became, I think, Zambia.
This particular instance of Northern and Southern Rhodesia was there as at the time they were being colonized. It wasn't something that happened after their independence.
Yes,
so the people know that.
So Yugoslavia used to be an independent nation, but they got separated some years ago. And we had a country, a big nation like the Soviet Union. You remember? At a point, the Glasnost and the Perestroika, under the leadership of Mikhail Gorbachev, led to the disintegration, to the separation of Soviet Union.
The Union of Soviet Socialist.
Yes. So they separated. And that is why you have Azerbaijan today, you have, name it, you have Georgia, you have even Ukraine, you have Russia, you have so many other countries, I think about 22 of them. And then the former Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, you have Czech and you have the Slovak today. And they are all doing well.
Slovenia.
And they have, and plus Slovenia, they are doing well and they have their different languages. They are doing well, Alex. So there are so many examples of countries that separated and they didn't have the same language.
I love the fact that you've made this example. So why is it difficult, for instance, for a place like Nigeria to come to a point where things can be amicable? So what is then the problem with Nigeria? If the people within the country say, okay, this is how we want it to be, but it looks like not everybody in the country wants that way. That's where the problem is.
Fine, Alex, I will answer. It is fear. It is fear. And I will say it straight. This is straight talk. It is fear of the North and laziness. They feel that if the South, if they go their way, they will no longer have access to the oil. They will no longer have access to the resources that are in the South that they are exploiting and that they are using. That is sheer outright laziness and the myopic thinking of the politicians, of lazy politicians that we have in Nigeria. They are the ones doing all these things. I can tell you that the solid minerals in the North, they can fetch the North more money than the oil in the South, if they harness them well. But because of the way they live, they like to be parasite on the resources of others. So they don't care. They don't want the others to go. I believe if Nigeria separates amicably today, the North will be doing well. After all, before in the 60s, the North was doing well, and that was why the government, was the, I think, MPC government in the North then under Ahmadu Bello, they were doing well, and they were able to establish so many things. They established the Kano Granite Pyramid. They had the Kaduna textile mill, which was one of the best in Nigeria. They were able to establish the university, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and did so many other things. That was when the different regions had their autonomy. In the eastern region here, the eastern region was able to use its agricultural endowment to move on. Palm oil and other farm produce. It helped them.
They used to
The
call
coconut,
crops.
fine.
Cash crops.
The coconut we had in the southwest, I want to use it to develop the southwest, and even gave them free education. So why can't it happen here if not for the colonization mind of the Nigerian politicians, which is not helping matters? Allow free movement, allow people to go, allow people to operate, and then if you don't want them to go, then let there be a loose federation instead of concentration of power. This unitary, whether we like it or not, the name federal is just on paper, but Nigeria is still operating unitary government. Unitary government, a situation where even the president of the country today can stay in Abuja and give orders, and things will be happening in Ebonyi State, or things will be happening in Ondo State, or even in Kaduna State, at the instance of at the behest of the president. But it wasn't like that before. So I support those who are saying that let us try separation, peaceful separation. Allow people to go. Allow people to go. It happened in Yugoslavia. It happened in Czechoslovakia. It happened in so many other places in Europe, and they are all doing well today.
Yes, that point has been made, but the issue here is that when you listen to those who have been president of Nigeria, they are telling you that the unity and indissolubility of Nigeria is non-negotiable. You've heard it.
That is, yes, they are the ones saying so. They are the ones saying so, and they are the ones manipulating the people. When the people rise against those things, they will suppress the people, they will subdue them, they will intimidate them. It is because the politicians are afraid. They are afraid of their shadows. That is why the National Assembly cannot do it, because the National Assembly can do it. I could remember the last national confab they convened during the administration of Goodluck Jonathan. Nigerians agreed, resolved on the way forward, how to go about it. But Jonathan, out of whatever reasons known to him, and that is one of the things that people hold against him, especially people from the of the middle belt, then and of the southern extraction of Nigeria, hold against him for not implementing the document, the resolution, the decision of that national confab, which he willingly convened, because nobody coerced him to do that. He did it, perhaps he thought he was going to use it to deceive Nigerians, to manipulate their minds, and then get his second term in office too. But it failed, because if I were him, I would have implemented that document, whether I am coming for second term or not. Otherwise, what was the essence of wasting the resources that he put into that confab at the end of the day? So the best option now, many people are aggrieved, even in the north. Let people go, even in the middle belt. Look at what is happening in Nigeria today. Look at what is happening in the north, where people are now invading churches, invading homes, invading schools, and cutting away people, and the government is not talking. Look at the incident of yesterday. People who left the southeast here and were headed towards Lagos. Their bus was laid on the way. The GUO bus, Homer bus also they call it. People were attacked. The driver was shot dead, and then the passengers carted away as ransom. And yet we have government in Nigeria. We have governments in Nigeria. What has the government done since yesterday? I have not heard anything from the federal government as to either in support of what happened or in condemnation of what happened. They didn't. And what effort have they made? In abroad, in developed world, by now you will be hearing the effort the security agencies are making to rescue these people. They will be showing it on national television everywhere to give people the confidence that, oh, look, government is sensitive to your plight and government is doing something. But not in everywhere. They are only interested in 2027, 2027, where somebody is saying that those who are not seeing what he's doing are those who do not have sight. Look at what somebody that calls himself the leader of a country was saying. Is it normal?
All right,
it's arrant nonsense, and it's wrong. It shows impudence. It shows impunity.
That will be a discussion for another day. We are totally out of time, but I have to thank you so much, Sir Abuchane Yago, veteran journalist and public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for your insights on Straight Talk this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. Politics is destroying governance in Nigeria, and the people should be allowed to breathe.
All right. That's Straight Talk for this morning. Do join us tomorrow same time for another episode of the program. Until then, my name is Alex Obodo. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good morning.